amigos and amiguettes. I'm Senorita Courtney with Our E. I will be here to guide you through this magnificent journey of the age of Jackson.
Hi, son. How was school today?
It was good. We learned about Andrew Jackson today.
Well, have you learned about the election of 1824 yet?
No, never heard about it.
There are 4 candidates, all of the old Republican Party.
John Quincy Adams,
Clay, Andrew Jackson,
And William Crawford.
Hi, I'm John Adams, son of the second president, and I was favored in New England.
Hi, I'm Clay. I was supported in the West.
Hi, I'm Andrew Jackson, man of the people, and I was also supported in the West.
Hi, I'm William Crawford and was strongly favored in the South, yet early on in the race, I became too ill to continue campaigning and had to drop out of the running. There was no clear winner of the election of 1824 because no candidate won more than half of the electoral votes, even though Jackson did win most of the popular vote. Adams became president due to the House of Representatives choosing him out of the top 3 candidates for President of the United States. Because Clay was out of the running for finishing 4th, he urged members of the House to vote for Adams. Because of what Clay did for him, Adams made Clay Secretary of State. Due to this, Jackson and his supporters grew furious, believing that Adams and Clay made a corrupt bargain and stole the election from Jackson. However, these beliefs were not true. In fact, John Adams was elected into presidency just as the Constitution stated.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that there was such a big dispute about John Adams being elected president. Thanks, Dad, for helping me become more informed about the election of 1812.
I'm glad I could help.
Hello, I'm Brooke, and today I'm going to interview John Quincy Adams, the former president. Sir, you were doomed from the beginning. Why do you think your victories in the election angered many Americans?
I think many Americans in Jackson thought that Clay and I helped each other during the election, but that was not cheating.
Oh, well, how did Americans react to your plan for a program of economic growth through internal improvements?
Most Americans objected to spending money on such programs. Although Congress approved money for a national road and some canals, Americans feared that the federal government would become too powerful. I also suggested a national university and an observatory from which astronauts could study the stars, but everything was turned down.
Oh, well, how do you suggest the next election will turn out?
I think it will be rough since this time it is only me and Jackson, but I guess we will see.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Hi, I'm Alex, the judge. Andrew Jackson, why do you think you should be president?
As a former general, I have experience in leading people, and I will lead the Democrats to victory.
Okay, since you have stated your reasons, go ahead, Judge 2.
Hi, I'm Judge Cassie. John Adams, why do you think that you should be president?
I will help improve and promote the arts and science and help farmers transport goods with new roads and canals.
Okay, this discussion is now over.
How was school today?
We learned about Andrew Jackson.
Can you tell me some things about him? Well, Jackson was born in the Carolinas in a log cabin.
Both parents died before he turned 15.
That's terrible. I remember the story about Andrew Jackson refusing to clean a British officer's boots.
Oh, I remember that. Because he didn't clean the officer's boots, the officer slashed Jackson with his sword.
Later, after the War of 1812, he was educated and set up a law practice in Tennessee.
Yeah, and he was elected to Congress when he was still in his 20s.
He's famous for defeating the British at the Battle of New Orleans.
And for defeating the Creek Indians and making them give up their land.
I heard that his nickname was King Andrew.
That's because he had the ability to lead and inspire others. The Creek Indians didn't respect him very much, though.
He threatened to kill their leaders if they didn't give their land to him.
They saw him as an enemy that showed no mercy.
So what happened once he was elected president?
He fired government employees and replaced them with his own supporters.
That was known as the spoil system because he gave profits and benefits, or spoils, to his own supporters. Some of the jobs he gave were within the cabinet.
Only Martin Van Buren, the Secretary of State, was qualified for his position.
He rarely met with them, though he relied on a group of unofficial advisors like Democratic leaders and newspaper editors.
He felt they had a good sense of what's right for the nation
They were known as the Kitchen Cabinet.
Why were they called the Kitchen Cabinet?
because their meeting place with Jackson was the White House kitchen.
I can tell you one thing. We sure know a lot about Andrew Jackson.
Hi, I am Nicholas Biddle, president of the bank since 1823. I have worries that President Jackson would try to destroy the bank. So with the help of two Whigs, Henry Clay and Daniel Webster, we thought of a way to save the bank and defeat Jackson at the same time. The bank's charter was not due for renewal by Congress until 1836, but Clay and Webster wanted to make the bank an issue in the 1832 election. So they persuaded me to apply for renewal early.
I am the Bank of the United States. I have great power over it because I control loans made by other state banks. Do you know how Jackson killed me?
Yes.
He stopped putting money in my bank.
Stop and pay your tariff.
What's a tariff?
A tax on foreign goods brought into other countries.
We will not pay this tariff.
I hate this tariff so much, I think I'll call it the tariff of abomination.
Pay or leave.
Fine, we'll go.
Well, hey there, Indians. What do you think you're doing on my land?
This is my land.
Not anymore.
The Indian Removal Act was issued in 1830. It forced about 15,000 of us Cherokees to move west out of the Mississippi.
Us whites didn't mind turning over land to you Indians that we thought was a vast desert.
We trekked hundreds of miles over a period of several months. This journey was known as the Trail of Tears.
Hey Bill, are you still working on that article?
Well, yeah, he's been working on it for 3 days.
Yeah, I need more information. Can you help?
Yeah, sure. Well, you need information on Martin Van Buren and America's first economic depression.
Yeah, that sounds important. Use his advice, Bill.
All right, tell me more on Martin Van Buren.
Well, Martin Van Buren was the president after Andrew Jackson and was considered one of the worst presidents in American history.
Yeah, I didn't really like that guy too much.
Well, many of the problems that Martin Van Buren had were left by Andrew Jackson.
But people thought it was his fault?
Yeah, many people thought he was the cause of their economic problems, but he wasn't.
Interesting.
Yeah, it occurred months after he became president. It was known as the Panic of 1837 and was the worst economic crisis America had ever had.
How did the crisis start?
Well, the national bank closed and state banks were able to lend as much money as they wanted because there was no limit that they had. They kept printing paper money and didn't have the gold or silver to back it, which eventually led to an economic depression.
So no one really supported Martin Van Buren because of the depression?
Exactly. Van Buren lost much of his support and lost the election of 1840 to William Henry Harrison of the Whig Party.
Well, thanks, guys. That's exactly what I needed for my article. I'm going to the History Herald to get it published right now. See ya, Jimmy. You're a lifesaver.
Thanks. Bye.
See you later.
Thank you for watching our amazing journey that I lost an eye on. Adios.